Have you looked at your kitchen lately and felt like you're standing in a museum? For decades, the blue flame of the gas stove was the undisputed king of the household. It was reliable, it was familiar, and frankly, it was all we knew. But the world has changed. Whether it's the rising cost of fuel, the wartime economics affecting supply chains, or just the sheer heat of a summer kitchen, people are looking for an exit strategy. You've seen our previous video on induction versus infrared. It went viral for a reason. Thousands of you are ready to make the switch, but the questions in the comments are pouring in. Will this actually save me money on my electricity bill? Can I still make my daily rotis and dal? And where does the air fryer fit into all of this? Today, we are doing the ultimate triple threat comparison. We aren't just looking at specs, we are looking at your wallet and your dinner table. It's induction versus infrared versus the air fryer. Which one actually earns its spot on your counter, and which one is just a fancy paperweight? Let's dive in. Before we talk about taste, let's talk about money. When people ask which is more economical, they usually mean two things: the monthly bill and the hidden costs. The induction powerhouse. Induction is, scientifically speaking, a miracle of efficiency. It doesn't use a flame or a heating element. It uses magnetism. When you turn on an induction cooktop, it creates an electromagnetic field that excites the molecules in your pan directly. Imagine this. On a gas stove, about 60% of the heat escapes into the air around the pot. That's why your kitchen feels like a sauna. With induction, the efficiency is nearly 90%. That means if you spend 1 unit of electricity, 90% of that energy goes into boiling your water. In terms of the monthly bill, induction is the undisputed heavyweight champion. It is the cheapest way to cook, period. Now, let's look at infrared. Infrared doesn't use magnets. It uses high-tech halogen lamps or resistance coils behind a heat-resistant glass ceramic top. It glows a beautiful fiery red. But here's the economic catch. The efficiency is around 70%. It has to heat the glass first, and then the glass heats the pot. So, if induction and infrared ran a race to boil a liter of water, induction would win every time, and it would do it using less electricity. However, and this is a big however for your wallet, infrared doesn't care what pot you use. If you have a kitchen full of expensive aluminum, ceramic or clay pots, infrared saves you money because you don't have to go out and buy a whole new induction-ready set. Where does the air fryer land? It's a specialist. It's essentially a tiny, supercharged convection oven. While it uses a lot of power, often 1,500 to 2,000 watts, it works so fast that the total on time is minimal. If you are trying to roast potatoes or fry snacks, using an air fryer is significantly cheaper than preheating a massive electric oven or keeping a gas flame high for 20 minutes to heat up a liter of oil. This is the most common question I get. Can I actually cook my regular food on these? If you're used to the versatility of a gas flame, switching to electricity can feel like learning to drive an automatic car after years of manual. For the staples, the things you cook every single day, induction is a dream. Because of the precision, you can set a timer for your rice and walk away. It won't burn. You can set the exact wattage for your dal to simmer, and it will stay at that exact temperature forever. It is the most set-it-and-forget-it option of the three. But here is the pain point. If your diet relies on making fresh rotis or folkas that need to puff up over an open flame, induction will frustrate you. There is no flame. You can use a tawa, but the puffing just isn't the same. This is where infrared shines. Because the surface of an infrared stove gets physically hot, red hot, you can actually use it more like a traditional stove. Some people even put a wire rack over the infrared glass to mimic the gas experience. If you cannot live without your traditional stovetop techniques, infrared is your best replacement for gas. What about the air fryer? Can it replace a stove? No. You can't make a curry in an air fryer. Well, you could, but it would be a mess. However, it replaces the technique of deep frying. If your regular food includes pakoras, samosas, or fried chicken, the air fryer isn't just an alternative, it's an upgrade. It uses 80% less oil, and you don't have to stand over a hot stove splashing grease. We've covered money and food, but what about your time and your safety? Speed. Induction is the Ferrari here. It can boil water faster than a high-end gas stove and twice as fast as infrared. If you are a busy professional or a parent who needs coffee right now, induction wins. Infrared takes time to warm up the glass, and even more time to cool down. Safety. This is the biggest hidden benefit of the switch. Induction is the safest appliance in the history of the kitchen. If you take the pan off, the heat stops instantly. The surface itself doesn't get hot. Only the pan does. You can literally put a paper towel between the cooktop and the pan, and the paper won't burn. Please don't try that at home, but it's true. Infrared is the opposite. That glass stays dangerously hot for 10 to 15 minutes after you turn it off. If you have small children or a cramped kitchen, this is a major consideration. Air fryers are very safe because the heat is contained inside a plastic and metal box. No exposed flames, no exposed hot plates. Cleaning. Gas stoves are a nightmare to clean. All those nooks, crannies, and metal grates. Induction is a single sheet of glass. A quick wipe with a damp cloth and you're done. Infrared is also a flat glass sheet. But because the glass gets so hot, any food that spills, like milk or gravy, gets carbonized and burns onto the surface. You'll find yourself scraping it off with a razor blade more often than you'd like. So, we come back to the core question. Which one should you buy to replace your gas stove? The truth is, for a modern, economical home in 2026, the answer isn't one or the other. The answer is a strategic duo. If you want to save the most money and cook the most efficiently, your best bet is a primary induction cooktop paired with a medium-sized air fryer. Why? The induction handles 80% of your work. The boiling, the frying, the simmering at the lowest possible cost. It keeps your kitchen cool and your bills low. The air fryer handles the oven tasks and the frying tasks, saving you from using a liter of oil and a massive gas flame. The exception. If you are someone who refuses to buy new pots, or if your heart is set on making traditional clay pot recipes and open flame breads, then infrared is your bridge. It's less efficient, and it's a bit harder to clean, but it is the most natural. Transition from gas. Final economic thought. Don't fear the electricity bill. In almost every major market today, the cost of running a high-efficiency induction cooktop is lower than the cost of a refill gas cylinder when you factor in the wasted heat of a flame. You are moving from a 40% efficient system, gas, to a 90% efficient system, induction. That is a massive win for your household budget. The war between these technologies isn't about which one is best. It's about which one fits your life. If you want speed and the lowest bill, go induction. If you want to keep your grandmother's favorite pots, go infrared. If you want to revolutionize how you eat snacks and roasted meals, get an air fryer. But whatever you do, don't wait for the next gas shortage to make your plan. The future of the kitchen is electric. It's precise, and it's finally affordable. Thanks for watching. If this helped you decide, let me know in the comments which one you're leaning toward. Are you team induction or team infrared? Or has the air fryer won your heart? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We have a lot more economic living guides coming your way soon. Stay smart, stay efficient, and I'll see you in the next one.